I live on the top floor. It's not a glamorous building, just a worn-out four-story block in a quiet part of town. The kind of place where you hear the pipes wheeze at night and the elevator jerks like it's too tired to keep working. But it's cheap, and it's mine. The attic is above me. Just storage space. No apartment. No access unless you have the maintenance key. That's what the landlord told me when I moved in. So I didn't question it when I heard creaking overhead the first time. Old buildings groan. Wood expands. Wind shifts. I've heard all the excuses. But that first night, it wasn't just creaking. It was footsteps. Slow, heavy, deliberate footsteps, pacing above my bedroom at 2 in the morning. I stared at the ceiling, too scared to move. The footsteps kept going, back and forth, as if someone was walking in circles directly above my bed. And then they stopped. Silence. I didn't sleep much that night. The next morning, I called the landlord, asked him again just to be sure. "There's nobody up there," he said, annoyed. "It's locked. No one's got the key but me." I pressed him. Could someone have broken in? A squatter? An animal, maybe? He laughed. "You think a raccoon walks in boots? Relax. Old buildings make noise." I tried to laugh too, but I didn't feel relaxed. Not even close. That night, the footsteps came back. At exactly 1:43 a.m. I know because I was staring at the clock, waiting. Same rhythm, same location, same weight, as if someone large was pacing right above me, but never moving to another part of the attic, just staying directly above the bed. I knocked on the ceiling. The footsteps stopped. Then 3 knocks came back, right above my head. I didn't sleep at all after that. The next few nights were the same. Always between 1:40 and 2 a.m. Always pacing. Always above the bed. I stopped calling the landlord. He wouldn't believe me. Or worse, he'd think I was losing it. But I started noticing other things. Dust on the ceiling. Falling lightly, as if stirred by movement above. Cold spots in my room around the same time every night. And once, just once, I thought I heard breathing, like someone exhaling slowly, just above my headboard. I bought a step ladder and climbed up to the ceiling hatch. It was locked, of course. I even tried picking it. No luck. I started sleeping on the couch. It didn't help. The footsteps followed me. They moved too. Now they were above the living room, then the kitchen. But here's what made my blood run cold. One night I realized something. The sound wasn't just coming from above anymore. It was closer, lower, and then I heard it again. The same footsteps, right outside my bedroom door. I didn't open the door. I couldn't. I just lay there in bed, holding my breath, listening. 3 slow steps, then a pause, then 3 more. Not fast, not panicked, just steady, confident. Whoever, whatever it knew where it was going. I grabbed my phone and checked the time. 1:47 a.m. Always the same window. I crept to the door and put my ear against it. Silence. No footsteps. No breathing. Nothing. But I didn't feel safe. I turned on every light in the apartment and stayed awake until sunrise. The next day, I asked my neighbor, Mrs. Chin, if she ever heard anything strange at night. She gave me a puzzled look. Strange how? Like footsteps. Coming from upstairs? She smiled. Honey, you live on the top floor. Ain't nobody above you. I know. But still. At night, around 2? Maybe the attic. She shook her head. That attic's been locked up for years. Last guy who had access was the old superintendent. Died in his sleep 3 years ago. I felt a chill run down my spine. 3 years. I went back to my apartment and tried to distract myself. Music, TV, cleaning. But the anxiety clung to me like smoke. Every creak in the floorboards made me flinch. That night, I didn't go to bed. I sat in the kitchen with the lights on, back against the fridge, holding a flashlight like it would actually help. 1:43 a.m. Silence. 1:45. A soft creak above me. 1:46. Another. This time closer. And then at 1:47, the sound I dreaded. Footsteps. In the hallway. Again. But now I was awake. Watching. Ready. They didn't stop at my door this time. They kept going. I heard them pass the bathroom, the closet, the living room. And then they stopped. Right in front of the kitchen. Right in front of me. I couldn't see anything. Nothing was there. No shadow. No figure. No face. But I felt it. A pressure in the air. Like the room had shrunk around me. And then I heard it. Breathing. Not heavy. Not labored. Just slow. Calm. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Right in front of my face. I dropped the flashlight. When it hit the floor, the sound stopped. No more footsteps. No more breathing. Nothing. But when I bent down to pick it up, I saw it. A footprint. In the dust by the fridge. Not mine. Too big. Too long. Like someone barefoot had been standing there, inches from my toes. I didn't move for almost a minute. Just stared at it. The footprint was long. Longer than mine. And narrow, with long toes and an unnaturally high arch. Like something vaguely human, but off. Wrong. And fresh. The floor was dusty. Always had been. I never swept back here, never needed to. I looked around. Still nothing. No person. No shadow. No sign that anyone had ever been in the apartment but me. And yet, I knew that footprint wasn't there the day before. Or any day before. That thing had been here. Watching me. Standing right in front of me. I took photos. I don't know why. Instinct, maybe. I needed proof. Proof that I wasn't losing my mind. I barely slept that night. Just sat in bed. Lights on. Holding a kitchen knife like it was going to save me. The footsteps didn't come again. Not that night. But the next morning, something was different. The air in the apartment felt heavier. Like I'd left a window open during a storm. Like the pressure had changed. I walked from room to room and stopped in my bedroom. There was a second footprint. By the nightstand. No dust trail leading to it. Just one perfect, fresh impression in the corner of the rug, where the pile had been flattened. Like someone had been standing there, watching me sleep. I ran out of the apartment. I didn't care if I looked insane. I told the landlord everything. The footsteps, the noises, the breathing, the prints. I even showed him the pictures. He stared at them for a while. Then he just sighed. "Kid," he said, "you're not the first tenant to tell me something like this." I blinked. "What do you mean?" He looked tired, like he was carrying something he didn't want to say out loud. "People always complain about that unit. For be yours. No matter who lives there, they hear things, feel things. One guy swore there was someone living in the attic. Another said something tried to crawl into bed with him. My stomach dropped. "And you didn't do anything?" He shrugged. "I changed the locks. Got the attic sealed. What else could I do? Can't prove anything. Can't sell ghost stories to contractors." He handed me a small key. "This is for the attic," he said. "I shouldn't give it to you, but maybe if you see it's empty, you'll sleep better." I should have said no. I should have walked away. Instead, I took the key. And that night, just before midnight, I climbed the step ladder and opened the hatch. It groaned like it hadn't moved in years. Dust rained down onto my shirt. I pulled the cover back and shined my flashlight up into the dark. Cobwebs, boxes, silence. I climbed in. The air was dry still. The boards creaked under my weight, but nothing else moved. It was just an old attic. Unused. Lifeless. And then I turned the flashlight toward the far wall and saw the footprints. Dozens of them. All leading to the spot directly above my bed. I backed out of the attic like it was going to swallow me whole. Footprints. All of them barefoot. All of them leading toward the center of the attic, and none leading away, as if something had come down, but never went back up. I slammed the hatch shut and locked it. Then I duct taped the edges. Not sure what I thought it would do, but I had to do something. The apartment felt colder now, like the air carried something with it. A tension. A presence. I couldn't stay there that night, so I crashed at a friend's place, Nate. I didn't tell him the full story, just said I had a mold problem. He let me sleep on his couch. I woke up at 1:43 a.m. anyway. The same time. But this time, there were no footsteps. No breathing. Nothing. And I realized something terrifying. It stayed in the apartment. Whatever it was, it didn't follow me. It stayed in 4B. When I returned the next morning, everything looked normal. Nothing had been touched. Nothing moved. Except for the attic tape. It had been peeled back. Not torn. Not cut. Peeled slowly, neatly, like someone was being careful not to make a sound. That night, I set up a camera. Just an old webcam hooked to my laptop aimed at the attic hatch. Motion-activated recording. If something was coming down. I wanted proof. I couldn't sleep. I just lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, listening. 1:43 a.m. Silence. 1:47. A soft creak. Then another. I checked my laptop. The recording had started. Something had triggered the motion sensor. I forced myself to wait until morning to watch it. But the moment the sun rose, I grabbed the laptop and played the file. For the first few seconds, nothing. Just the ceiling hatch. Still. Quiet. Then the hatch twitched. A slow, subtle jerk as if something on the other side was pressing against it. Then the corner lifted. Just an inch. A hand appeared. Long, thin. Bare. The fingers moved slowly like they were feeling the air. Then the hand disappeared. The hatch closed. The video ended. I watched it 10 times. It didn't make sense. There was no face. No full figure. Just the hand. Like it was testing something. Like it knew I was watching. Later that day, I went frame by frame. And that's when I saw it. In the corner of one frame reflected in the glass of the hallway picture frame. A face. Not fully visible. Just part of it. An eye. A cheek. Twisted. Stretched. Wrong. And it was smiling. After I saw the face in the reflection, I slammed the laptop shut and nearly threw it across the room. That smile, it wasn't surprised. It wasn't afraid. It was amused. Like I was part of some game I didn't understand. And it was winning. I didn't go to work that day. I didn't eat. I barely moved. I just sat on the floor, back against the wall, watching the ceiling hatch like it was going to open again at any second. That night, I didn't bother trying to sleep. I set the camera up again. But this time, I aimed it at the entire hallway. Not just the attic. And I left all the lights on. Every single one. 1:43 a.m. Silence. 1:46. I heard it. Not from above this time. From the living room. A soft shuffle. Like bare feet dragging slowly across hardwood. I grabbed the knife from the kitchen. My heart was hammering so hard I thought it would burst. The footsteps moved down the hall. Toward the bedroom. Toward me. I pressed myself against the far wall, staring at the open doorway. And then something passed by. I didn't see it, but the air changed. Like it pulled the warmth out of the room as it moved. Like it brushed past me. Invisible, but heavy enough to leave a presence behind. The footsteps stopped. Right in the bedroom. But when I looked, it was empty. No prints this time. No breathing. Just silence. Until I checked the camera again. The video had recorded something. I hit play. The hallway was empty at first. Then slowly, something stepped into frame. It was tall. Too tall. Its head nearly brushed the ceiling. Its limbs were long and thin, almost like wires. It didn't walk like a person. It folded, moved in jerks and twitches like it had too many joints. But the worst part? Its face. It wasn't the same one I'd seen in the reflection. It had changed, mimicking mine. Same eyes. Same mouth. Except the mouth was stretched too wide. And the eyes didn't blink. Just stared. Right into the camera. Then right before the video ended, it turned its head slowly and stared directly into my bedroom. Like it knew I was watching from the other side. Like it wanted me to see. I deleted the video. And the backup. I unplugged the camera. It didn't matter anymore. Because I realized something. It didn't care about hiding. It wanted me to know it was real. And worse. It was getting closer. I started packing before the sun came up. Didn't even shower. Just shoved clothes into a bag, grabbed my laptop, my phone, my wallet. I didn't care about furniture. I didn't care about getting my deposit back. I just needed to leave. I needed to get out of that apartment before it got any closer. Before it decided it didn't just want to be seen anymore. But when I opened the front door, the hallway was wrong. Dimmer than usual. Like the light bulbs were working too hard. And the air smelled stale. Damp. Like rot. I hesitated. For just a second. And then I heard it. A creak behind me. From the attic hatch. I turned around slowly. The duct tape was gone. The latch was open. The cover was tilted, just barely. Like someone had slipped through and forgot to close it all the way. No, I wasn't going to wait. I bolted down the hallway, bag in hand, pounding the stairs 2 at a time. But when I hit the second floor, I stopped. There was a man standing at the bottom of the stairwell. Tall, thin, wearing my face. Not just similar, mine. Exactly. Same jacket, same hair, same scar on my chin I got from falling off a bike in 3rd grade. But the eyes weren't right. Too wide, too bright. And that same smile from the attic reflection. Stretched too far, too eager. I backed up the stairs. 1 step, then 2. The smile never changed. He never moved. Just watched me. And whispered. You shouldn't have looked. I ran back up to my floor. Slammed the door. Locked it. Pushed the couch in front of it. Every instinct in my body was screaming to get out, but I couldn't go back down. Couldn't go through him. So I went to the window. 4th floor. Concrete below. Could I make the jump? Break a leg, maybe? But at least I'd be out. I opened the window. Looked down. Calculated the drop. And that's when I saw it. Another me. Standing across the street. Same jacket. Same face. Just watching. I looked back toward the door. Still quiet. But I felt it. The pressure again. The weight in the air. It was inside. I turned toward the living room. And there it was. Me. Sitting calmly on the couch. Smiling. Like it had been there all along. I opened my mouth to scream, but it beat me to it. It spoke. In my voice. You should stay. I don't remember the rest of that night. Just flashes. A dark hallway. My own voice screaming from inside the walls. Footsteps circling me as I curled up in the corner, covering my ears. When I woke up, it was morning. The apartment was empty again. Normal. Clean. Even the attic hatch was sealed. Like nothing ever happened. I moved out that day. Didn't say goodbye. Didn't explain. But sometimes at night, I still wake up at 1:43 a.m. And I swear I hear footsteps. In the apartment above me. Even when I live on the top floor.